Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Blitzburg Coverage Podcast. I am your host, K Mac here. Episode number 50 of this fabulous podcast. It's Monday, the day after the game. And I am still pretty sick to my fucking stomach about last night. Let's dive right in, man. Alright, so first off, it's about 15 minutes prior to the game starting. The game gets delayed. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So the storm's coming through. The game doesn't start till 9:45. Like, well, let's fucking do this thing. Let's go. And one of the first plays, down on the left sideline, Justin Fields made a pretty good throw to Connor Hayward, but Connor Hayward could not bring it in. It was just a big time play that would have been huge to start the game out with, and would have, helped this narrative of us trying to start the game out in a faster fashion. As that's been the message for so long with this fucking team, just the past 5 years of we gotta start out faster, We never fucking do. It's the same fucking message and it's the same fucking cycle every week. Gotta start out faster. Gotta stop beating ourselves. And this shit just fucking keeps happening, man. So the first quarter, not a whole lot of action. Dallas and Pittsburgh both exchanged field goals. 3-3. Offense really just couldn't do a whole lot. Couldn't run the ball. George Pickens didn't give a fuck last night. His routes were abysmal. His effort was abysmal. Justin Fields, I thought, played a decent game. Not a good game, but not a bad game. I thought he made some plays, and I thought there were some plays that he didn't make. I thought he ran well. I still think he lacks vision in terms of, seeing when guys are open. There were some plays where there was guys open. He didn't throw to them. But then there was plays where, Connor Hayward had 2 drops. George Pickens had a massive drop on 3rd down. And there's another throw where I'm sure Fields wanted to probably put a little more air under it, but he had Darnell Washington down the left seam, 1-on-1. And I'm sure he wanted to maybe not throw a goddamn fastball like a pitcher, but, he had his inconsistencies. And that's probably how I would describe Fields, is he's inconsistent at times. And, we go to the half 6-3. Largely in part due to the defense bending a lot but not breaking. You're talking 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, a strip sack. Shout out to TJ. He got 101 sacks last night. He actually had a second half. My apologies. And I thought he played good. The defense, secondary wise, did not play good. Number 31, Beanie Bishop got picked the fuck on. They found the weak spot in our defense, and they just attacked the shit out of them, man. So, first half, the offense they couldn't do jack shit, man. They couldn't hardly get any first downs. We could hardly move the ball. And, when you don't score your first touchdown till the end of the third quarter almost, it's just like, what the fuck do you expect your defense to do? They're not without fault either. I'm not saying the defense played a perfect game by any means, but they, when you think about that game last night, who made more plays? Who made bigger plays last night? The defense or the offense? What did the offense really have to show last night? A conservative, vanilla, small ball type of offense. Why the fuck are we running a pitch play on 3rd and 8 to Shamklin? Why not throw the goddamn ball, try to get a first down, and go down and score a fucking touchdown? Why the fuck is Tomlin so content with conservative? Why are we playing this offense on such a leash? What are you scared of? The motherfucker that preaches, we don't live in our fears. We don't live in our fears. We live in our fears. Are you scared that Fields is going to turn the ball over? Well, fuck. How are we ever going to fucking score if we don't throw the ball down the field? And maybe it's not Fields' fault. Maybe it's, it's a little bit of everything. The coaching wasn't good last night. Some of the play calls are just like, why? Why on 3rd and 1 do we do a pitch play? Just go fucking up the gut. Power fucking ball, man. We're talking about playing Dallas without fucking Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and they lost their other defensive end that was starting last night. We had 30 or 40 yards of passing at half against an injury-depleted Cowboys defense. And that's all we had to show. 220 yards against a team that allowed 20, bottom 5, bottom 10 rushing defense. And we couldn't do jack shit. So, slow start on offense. That narrative continues to remain the same. And I don't expect that to change. People are going to blame Fields. And, I'm not. He didn't play a perfect game. He made, a couple of mistakes. But did he turn the ball over? No. Almost did. He almost fucking did. That's another thing, man. We've had like 5 fumbles. Luckily, there's only been 1 that's been recovered. But 5 fumbles in 5 games, that's just a fucking mistake waiting to happen. And it'll catch up to us. But I think Fields just sometimes, sometimes he doesn't see the open guy. And last night his receivers weren't helping him. Nobody can get open. We have no playmakers. George Pickens is the only playmaker, and when he's running half-ass routes, how the fuck are we going to score? Freiermuth, I thought he played decent. Connor Hayward had 2 drops. Those were fucking massive. The first one was really on him. The second one, the defender made a great play. The defender punched the ball right out of his fucking chest, but still, that's who we're throwing to? Connor Hayward, and he was open, but it's like, we have no playmakers. I don't know why we're not utilizing the middle of the field, similar to like how we used, Calvin Austin against the Chargers, maybe some drag slants in routes, but nobody can create separation. Van Jefferson had a big-time drop on the right sideline, though he wouldn't have gotten 2 feet in anyways, but we just don't have any playmakers. We don't. And maybe that's another reason why they just aren't really trying to stretch the field, I don't know if we have the player. I don't think we have the personnel to execute a scheme that can score points. And that's pretty sad. I know we're coming in this year, we were going to be a run-first offense. But right now, without Jaylen Warren, man, and without fucking Cordell Patterson, and without whatever Roman Wilson was going to bring to the table, we can't score. That's what it is for me, man. We can't score points. We played at home last night, and we couldn't do anything the first half. It was dreadful, man. And I'm not even trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm calling for how I fucking see it. We should have ran it down Dallas's fucking throat with Najee. But we can't even get first downs. Third downs, we were 3 for 12. We don't score our first touchdown until 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And people want to say this is on the defense. Without the defense, we wouldn't even been in this fucking game. Now, did they get lucky on some plays? Absolutely. If Dallas finishes in the red zone at all, we get our fucking ass beat last night. Dallas had damn near 500 yards of offense. But wait. What's the difference between their offense and ours? CeeDee Lamb? Yeah, he's better than Pickens. Dak Prescott, is he better than Fields? Probably. But other players stepped up for Dallas while nobody else stepped up for us on offense. And not to mention, Dallas had 3 turnovers, damn near 100 yards of penalties, and we still found a way to lose this game. Still found a way to lose this game. So we get the lead with a Freiermuth touchdown play. Let me talk about the first touchdown. So during that first touchdown drive, with three minutes left in the third quarter, Justin Fields got cracked. Kyle Allen, the third string, comes in. Throws a pretty good ball to Freiermuth, 15-yard completion. Next play, Fields comes in. We're running a little tempo. We're running up a little more aggressive. We're like, all right, let's get rolling. Have a solid drive. Finish off with a Connor Heyward touchdown. I'm like, all right, we took the lead. What was it? We took the lead. I know we took the lead. I just don't remember how the fuck it went. I think it was like 10-6 or something at that point. Yeah, it was 10-6 because we blocked that field goal. And it was 3-6 or whatever. It was just, this game was just weird. A weird game. So we go down and score. And it's like 10-6 or whatever the fuck it was. So then go to the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, the defense allows 2 touchdowns. And, yeah, man, that last drive was just heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Defense just had the lead with 5 minutes to go and couldn't close it, man. Almost did, but almost doesn't count. But I got to say, that play by Landon Roberts on, was it second and goal? Second and goal? Yeah. That was some Troy Polamalu shit there, man. I think he needs, I'm going to fucking say it. I don't think Patrick Queen's really done much this season so far. I think he's kind of underwhelmed. I'm not even opposed to a fucking more of a rotation. I know they're not going to do this, but I'd rather see Landon Roberts in there over Patrick Queen at times. Landon Roberts didn't really see a lot of snaps last night. I thought Peyton Wilson made a couple nice plays in space. I like him, though they attacked him in the run game. But we got ran all over. Rico Dowdle, who the fuck this guy is, they just ran all over us. And that's because Nick Herbig got hurt, man. And that sucked, man. I thought he was having a good game. Him and TJ were having a solid game last night, man. Once Herbig went down, though, the fucking line could just slide the protection to TJ's way and just, that's all you got. And, it just sucked, man. 4th and goal, crossing routes, man-to-man. We're playing man-to-man, and Deshaun Elliott said he fucked up. I thought he played a good game, honestly. Minka, not so much. I feel like he really didn't play too good last night either because they were so concerned with CD, and then other guys had opportunities and they made plays. Dak made some good throws, but we basically shut down CD. But Tomlin's getting a lot of criticism from people about taking that time out prior to 4th and goal. I'm with Tomlin on this one because you know what? In hindsight, you guys are all going to say, well, he should have saved the timeout. They wanted to see what formation Dallas would come out in. And this play literally decided the game. Did you guys really think with like 25 seconds left with a timeout, we were really going to be able to go down the field and kick a field goal to go to overtime? How fucking delusional are you? We couldn't even score a field goal with the whole goddamn clock yesterday. You thought we were going to go down with 20 seconds with this fucking line? Mind you, even with the return of Isaac Seumalo, I thought they played okay. McCormick had a nice block to enable that Pat Freiermuth little pitch play. But Broderick Jones played like shit last night. Najee had a couple plays where he could have, if he actually had vision, he could have gotten some good yards, but they didn't really use him. Other than in the receiving game. Najee led us in receiving with 2 receptions for like 30 yards. That's how pathetic it was last night. We have no playmakers. We don't. I mean, the defense even blocked a field goal. They even blocked a field goal. And they could have had a 4 takeaway, because when Atlanta Roberts went Troy Polamalu, they lost the ball. But Dak fell right on top of it, and he saved their bacon. But on 4th and goal, Dak made a good throw. TJ was just like a quarter of a second there, and it would have been a GG. But you know what? Dallas, you got to give them credit, man. They ran on us. They threw all over our defense. Dante Jackson had an interception in the red zone. That was big. That looked like a miscommunication there. Joey Porter Jr. had an interception on probably what was a overthrown prayer ball by Dak. I mean, that was cool. And then the fumble sack by TJ and Herbig with the hat. Like, those two both got there. I thought, man, I wish Herbig never got hurt. I honestly... I don't want to use injuries as any type of excuse. I'm not going to. But if Nick Herbig's in that game, I think we win. I just do. He was tearing up fucking Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton got hurt. So Dallas was struck by injuries too. So fuck the injuries. But motherfucker, it just sucked. Wait until 9:40 and then just to lose like that, man. 4th and goal. 20 seconds. And I can't get behind the wagon people saying, you got to save that timeout. I'm not even mad about that timeout. I'm more pissed about the timeout we burned when we had 12 people in the huddle on defense. And then rather than just taking a 5-yard penalty, Tomlin takes a timeout so we don't get a 5-yard penalty. That's what irked me. I was like, we're going to fucking need that. We're going to fucking need that. That's the one that irked me. I understand, because you're trying to get your defense in the best possible position, best possible situation to see how Dallas comes out, what formation, this, that, and the third. What are the chances of you really... We don't have a Patrick Mahomes. We don't have a Travis Kelce and a Tyreek Hill. Don't give me the Chiefs bullshit against the Bills, because we're not the fucking Chiefs. We can't even score. People want to... It's funny. Well, the offense gave them the lead with 4 or 5 minutes left. Motherfucker, they scored 17. 17 points with 3 takeaways by the defense. 3. Imagine if they didn't get the takeaways. All we did was punt. Now, I will say this about the defense. 3rd downs, we were abysmal. I think Dallas was 9 of 12. 9 of 12, 3rd and long, multiple times. That was a reoccurring issue last week, and it was an issue this week, big time. A lot of miscommunications there. Minka even said, like, the coverages are just too complex. We need to simplify this shit to play fast. Why are we making it complicated? Why? We have good players there, man. Don't make it complex. Just, I don't know. I'm not a pro baller. I'm not a coach, but the defense was gassed. The defense was fucking tired. We went 3 and out so many times last night, and the fact Dallas only punted once. The defense takes their share of this, but for me, it's the offense. It just has to be, man. It's 2024. We can't even score 20 points with 3 takeaways. Give me a fucking break. And then Tomlin, after the game, got asked about the snap usage. Listen to this. Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin III had more snaps than George Pickens. And last night, I was really pissed about it, but I watched the film this morning from some highlights and some plays. George Pickens, like I said earlier, George Pickens, he didn't want to be there last night. His body language, I don't know, man. We might trade this guy. Or, I definitely know we're not going to extend him. But he wants to wear tape on his, the face tape thing or whatever the fuck, eye tape, saying always fucking open or whatever the fuck. You were open last night in some plays, but you fucking dropped the ball. It's like last week. You dropped the ball and you fumbled. And then you want to fucking grab a guy by the face mask after the game and throw him down to the ground? The fuck's wrong with you? You know how fucking disgusted our alumni would be with the Hines Wards, the John Stallworths, the Lynn Swans. Have some fucking dignity and respect. I don't know what we're going to do with Pickens, but he's supposed to be our wide receiver 1. Is he? He's shown he can be, and that's the frustrating part because he is uber talented, as we've seen. When he wants to show up, he'll make some plays. But that's the question. When does he want to? Catch the ball, man. Do your job. Block. Look like you give a fuck. You know? So maybe that's why I don't know. There's something going on behind the scenes, as usual, with awesome receivers. But I don't know, man. This loss really sucked. Yeah. I mean, 3-2. It's an NFC loss, so it doesn't hurt as much. Yeah, the defense just got gassed, man. I mean, that last drive, they're the most expensive defense. If they're supposed to be this defense we flex about, they find a way to close it out, and they don't. And they didn't. So, couldn't get off on third downs. They kept us in the game, but they sure as fuck, they played a part in us losing this game. But you can't people just point the finger at one thing. No, it's a combination of multiple things. Special teams, not so much, but the offense played their part more than the defense did in this one, in my opinion. But, I don't know. That's the recap for me. Pissed off, disappointing. Injury-wise, Nick Herbig suffered an injury. And no Roman Wilson. I still don't know why. I think when you watch the tape of him, it looks like he's still kind of slow and breaking in and out of his routes. Will he play this year? I don't know at this point. I don't know. I don't. I hope so. Maybe after the bye week. But we really need some players back. We need Herbig. We need Highsmith back soon. We need fucking Jaylen Warren back. We need Cordell Patterson back, dude. This offense just can't score. And don't even get me started on the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields situation talk yet. We'll talk about that when we preview the Las Vegas Raiders game later this week. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I hope you guys are in a better mood than I am. That just sucked to lose like that, man. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, but we're here regardless. I'm not going nowhere. I'm a fucking sick freak. I'm a psychopath. I live for this shit. I live, breathe, and die this shit, man. The highs I get from this and the lows, it sucks, but I love it so much that I hate it. But hey, man, it is what it is. We ain't going nowhere. And you guys have a good Monday, good week. We'll talk later. And let's just pray we get some brothers back. But yeah, we'll talk about that Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, QB1 thing later in the week. I don't really want to worry. I just want to watch the game tonight. Real quick, though, with our division talk. Browns got absolutely massacred by the fucking Commanders. Need to watch out for them. Also, real quick, if you watched the preview, remember when I said, though I would be nervous if we allow 20 points I would be nervous if we allow 20. Isn't that funky? Your boy knows a little something. Just a little reminder. But, yeah, Ravens won in overtime against the Bengals. 41-38, an extremely high-scoring game. Both quarterbacks played phenomenal. Lots of points. But the Bengals bungled bad. Ravens get a muff snap. Bengals fall on it. Bengals run 3 plays. Try to kick a field goal, but the holder muffed the snap, fucked the timing up, shanked it left. Next play, Ravens, Derrick Henry, 50 yards down the sideline, 1st and goal. Ravens kick a field goal, win it 41-38. Ravens are now in first place of the division. They've won 3 straight. Sitting at 3-2. We're 3-2. Cleveland, 1-4. and the Bengals are 1-4. So still a lot of ball left. We're right there. We're still within the top 7 teams. But yeah, man, we got a lot of shit to work on. But let's go. See y'all later. I'll see y'all for podcast episode number 51 of the Blitzburg Coverage Podcast, the number 1 podcast in the world. We are this thing. Let's go.